Very good evening to you, our dear viewer. Once again, this is News Tonight at 8. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Before we delve into the bulletin, let's first have the headlines.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Vice President Major Jessica Alupu calls for stronger regional integration at the COMESA Summit. Uganda showcases investment potential and rich cultural heritage at the Osaka Expo 2025, and 3 decades on, the promise of Uganda's 1995 constitution remains.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
And into the news, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has urged the youth to embrace ideology rather than biology if they are to achieve meaningful development within member countries of the Afro-Arab Youth Congress. President Museveni expressed concern over the growing tendency of tribalism and division among young people, saying such attitudes undermine unity and progress.
Under their umbrella, the Africa-Arab Youth Congress, young people from various African and Arab nations convened for 4 days to deliberate on strategies to enhance youth participation in peace, unity and prosperity. The conference was officially closed by President General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. In his address, President Museveni emphasized the need for ideological clarity among the youth, urging them to set clear priorities and utilize the available resources to improve their livelihoods.
I've been telling young people, this is not just biology. We are young, yes. That's biology. What is your ideology? Young is just biology. What is your ideology? For me, I recommend to you the ideology of patriotism, love your countries, whichever they are, Libya, Morocco, love your country, love the whole of it. Don't say, I am young, but also Sunni, and I don't want to work with Shia.
He also called on member countries to support one another by expanding markets for locally produced goods and promoting prosperity through cooperation.
Oh yes, we have heard of Africa. Yes, if you have heard of Africa, why don't we work more with the Africans so that they buy what we produce and we buy what they produce? So I thought that when I was looking through, I thought I should not go away without challenging you about these additional points. So for Arab youth, biology, yes, but with ideology.
The president further questioned the youth against promoting tribal divisions, urging them to focus on unity and the broader goal of national and continental development.
Me, I am a wealth creator. I'm not a parasite. I don't live by on anybody. I live on my sweat. I am a cattle keeper. What I want from any of you, if you can, buy my milk, buy my beef, buy my bananas. Don't come to me to tell me that we are the same Hawiya. I'm not interested in Hawiya, just Hawiya. Hawiya is like tribe, identity. What I want to know from you, are you going to buy my meal? Yes, we can share other things. We can share language, we can share other things, but not make me forget prosperity. Prosperity. Where does prosperity come from? It comes from producing a good or a service and selling it. If I do that today and tomorrow, I become prosperous. How will you get prosperity if you don't work on the issue of the market? So, there are so many points here, 10 of them. You will go through them, they are here. This booklet I will give, I don't know whether they will get enough copies, but they will give a copy to the Secretariat so that you can print more.
Also present was Dr. Kithure Kindiki, the Vice President of the Republic of Kenya, who described the Africa Arab Youth Congress as a bridge for collaboration between member countries. He noted that innovation and unity among the youth can transform the world.
Let it be that in Kampala in 2025, the Afro-Arab youth stood together, chose courage over fear, unity over division, and built a destiny greater than anything that previous generations had expected.
The representative of the chairperson of the African Union Commission encouraged the youth to shun conflicts that tarnish the image of their countries and instead focus on building peace and cooperation.
Young people are not waiting for peace to be delivered. We are defining what peace looks like, not through declarations, but through daily acts of courage, rebuilding communities, mediating local disputes, and transforming trauma into collective healing.
Some young participants expressed gratitude for the lessons learned, noting that the Congress provided an opportunity to share ideas and establish lasting partnerships.
According to what has been taking place for the whole of this week, we have learned that we are not leaders of tomorrow, but we are leaders of change today. Therefore, we are supposed to be creative and innovative so that we can develop ourselves.
I have loved the speech of the President of Uganda today. He said that we should not always focus on biology. We should start focusing on the ideology. And we should have the mentality of unity, prosperity, and transformation and innovation.
The fourth-day Africa Arab Youth Congress ran under the theme, Amplifying Youth Voices for Peace, Unity, and Prosperity. It attracted
The Vice President, Major Jessica Alupo, has urged COMESA member states to embrace regional integration as a strategy for economic survival and shared prosperity. Representing President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni at the 24th COMESA Summit in Nairobi, Alupo said fragmented markets keep Africa trapped in poverty. She called for value addition, warning that exporting raw materials weakens the growth of the economy.
Of Kenya for the warm welcome accorded to us since we arrived here in Kenya. Asante sana kunikaribisha sisi hapa mjini Nairobi, Kenya. I bring you warm greetings from your brother, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, who due to other equally demanding state duties couldn't join us here physically, but he sends you his warm regards. I congratulate Your Excellency William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, upon the assumption of the chair of COMESA. And I thank Your Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, upon the milestones achieved during your tenure as chair of COMESA. I congratulate the COMESA Secretariat and the COMESA Business Council for the successful business forum which has set the tone for our deliberations. Regional integration is a survival strategy Fragmented markets confine our people to a vicious cycle of poverty. Africa's wealth lies in value addition. Exporting raw materials is self-defeating. Digitalization is a great equalizer. It allows us to leapfrog stages of development. Peace and stability are indispensable. Without them, integration remains academic. Therefore, to make digitalization the true driver of growth, we must collectively eliminate barriers to trade, including non-tariff barriers. Invest in infrastructure, energy, and digital skills. Prioritize industrialization and agro-processing. Strengthen public-private partnerships. Safeguard peace and security in our region. Harness the potential of women and youth. Excellencies, in conclusion, guided by this summit theme, let us seize the opportunities and face the challenges with unity and resolve. Together, we can build a COMESA that is prosperous, inclusive, and resilient. Uganda reaffirms her commitment to the COMESA agenda and stands ready to work with all member states to deepen integration and deliver tangible prosperity for all our people.
Uganda has been celebrated at the Uganda National Day during the Osaka Expo 2025 in Japan, a special occasion to showcase the country's heritage and promote investment opportunities ahead of Independence Day. Let's hear more from Wadulo McArnold.
As the spirit of Uganda fills the ambience on Japanese soil, the national flag rises to the pinnacle of the expo stage and the anthem plays on. One cannot help but anticipate what comes next. Ito Yoshita, Japan's minister in charge of World Expos, officiated the launch of Uganda's National Day at Expo 2025, delivering a keynote speech that highlighted Japan's recognition of Uganda as a peaceful, secure, and investment-ready economy.
この万博を契機にコーヒーをはじめとする
Osaka this June, with numerous private sector companies attending from both countries. I understand that Uganda became Africa's largest exporter of coffee this May.
発展するきっかけとなることを期待をいたしております。
Uganda's Prime Minister, Robina Nabanja, reaffirmed the need for deliberate efforts to deepen bilateral relations between Uganda and Japan. She applauded Japanese companies already thriving in Uganda and called for more collaboration in trade and investment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we attracted a company called Skipon, a fertilizer developed by Arc Planter, a Japanese company that has already undergone scientific trials in Uganda, and the results are positive.
The renowned Ndere Troupe, one of Uganda's most celebrated cultural ensembles, treated guests to a vibrant showcase of Uganda's heritage and diversity through traditional dances from various regions, an effort to boost the country's tourism appeal. Ugandan private sector representatives exploring the Japanese market urged government to implement strategies that would fast-track entry into world-class markets like Japan.
So this they can copy to other areas and which attract more people. The whole idea is to all exporters from Uganda has to achieve more markets in Europe, all over the world actually.
We urge Uganda to come on the ground, our government to come on the ground and support the private sector by mentioning them company per company, supporting them in whatsoever they are doing, because at the end of the day, we are selling Uganda and we are promoting Uganda products.
The Osaka Expo 2025, which concludes this weekend after 7 months of showcasing futuristic innovations in technology, architecture, medicine, agriculture and other sectors, will forever remember Uganda's National Day in Umeshima, Osaka. However, the business community has been challenged to match their words with actions if Uganda is to translate this camaraderie into tangible economic gains in the near and distant future. Reporting for UBC News, Wadulo Arnold Mark in Japan.
Thank you very much, Wadulo. Now, as Uganda marks 30 years since the promulgation of the 1995 Constitution, civil society organizations have called on the government to address persistent gaps in the implementation of the Constitution under the theme Guardians of the Constitution, strengthening institutions for democracy, justice and rule of law. Stakeholders are urging for urgent constitutional review.
His Lordship even declared that
it was in 1995 when Uganda adopted what was hailed as one of the most progressive constitutions on the African continent. Now, 3 decades later, civil society organizations say the country has a constitution without constitutionalism. At a dialogue held in Kampala, voices from civic space demanded that government recommit to the founding principles of democracy and the rule of law by reviewing the constitution to close critical gaps that have undermined its full implementation.
It's to revive the spirit of constitutionalism in Uganda. Today has been a reflection of the 30 years of the Constitution, what has worked, what has failed, and many Ugandans understand the challenges of the 30 years of the Constitution.
A major point of concern is the increasing involvement of the military in the electoral process, which stakeholders say undermines free and fair elections. The keynote speaker, Justice Johan Krieger, the former head of South Africa Independent Electoral Commission, warned that democracy can only thrive when the state institutions remain independent and professional.
It is even more unacceptable for that treatment then to be accompanied by the threat of military involvement in the process.
The event also highlighted the failure of decentralization, noting that despite constitutional promises of devolved governance, local governments remain weak with limited autonomy and resources.
When we proposed the idea of decentralization, there were two or three objectives. Of course, one was to take democracy closer to the people. The second was dispersal of powers so that power is not concentrated in the center. But the main one was another layer of checks and balances.
As worship the Constitution as the foundation of the citizens' freedom, equality, fraternity, and liberty.
Speakers including Justice James Ogola, Professor Frederick Sempebwa and Maria Matembe, key contributors to the original constitution, pointed out the erosion of checks and balances and the diminishing power of institutions meant to hold the executive accountable. They called for a comprehensive constitutional review to redefine the power of the president and parliament.
We need to review the functions of parliament and strengthen them, because the biggest weakness in the 30 years of the Constitution has come from Parliament. We also need to revive mechanisms that are stopping the building of a critical mass of citizens that can protect and defend the Constitution at all times.
In response, Deputy Speaker Thomas Taiwo acknowledged the challenges in constitutional implementation, but emphasized government achievements in maintaining peace and stability over the last 40 years.
You look at the changes of government that we had between 1962 and 1986. I think we had 9 around 9 changes of government, and of those, around 7 were volatile. The most important question to me, and the most important achievement of this constitution, is that it has given us stability.
Calls for reform come at a time when Uganda is preparing for the 2026 general elections. Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
The Alliance for National Transformation presidential flag bearer Major General Mugisha Muntu has launched his 2026-2031 manifesto under the theme, A Bold Vision for Change, Collaboration and the Future We Are Building Together. During the launch held at Leinster Hotel in Makindye Division, Muntu pledged to build a people's government if Ugandans trust and vote for ANT in 2026 general elections.
After traversing Kwetabshin districts, Alliance for National Transformation presidential flag bearer Major General Mugisha Muntu has launched his manifesto, which connects with the realities of an ordinary Ugandan.
In the nature of the men and women who will put manifestos into practical or reality, to bring out what is on paper to become reality in practice.
ANT National Coordinator Al Salaso described the manifesto as a people-centered links governance directly to the well-being of the people.
If you don't transform the peasant in my village, wherever that village is, if she is not transformed, you're wasting your time. You can talk about GDP for all I care. You can talk about middle income status, but there will be no tangible result.
ANT party pledged to build a government that upholds justice, restores public trust, and delivers measurable progress.
Under Alliance for National Transformation to no longer be a source of conflict, but of prosperity and peace. Industrial mining. Uganda's mineral wealth has long been mismanaged under poor leadership. ANT will ensure sustainable exploitation, build professional infrastructure, promote local value chains.
Muntu say the document reflects ANT's value-driven approach to leadership, anchored in integrity, service, and competence.
In agriculture sustains 75% of all Ugandans. It's our backbone. ANT will invest across the entire value chain to turn agriculture into a powerful engine of income and national growth.
General Mugisha Muntu also promised to strengthen the land rights, illegal evictions, transport, infrastructure, and fight corruption.
People to trust us to vote for Alliance for National Transformation, transform livelihoods where Uganda today lives. Processors and marketeers. Our goal, every homestead earns at least 25.2 million annually on the lowest end.
Haruna Mutesasira, UBC News.
Now, Forum for Democratic Change, FDC presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi has officially launched his campaigns in northern Uganda, beginning with Amolata district. The campaign team traveled by ferry from Nakasongola early Friday morning, arriving at Namasale Primary School grounds, where supporters gathered in large numbers.
Forum for Democratic Change Party President Patrick Oboy Amoriat says FDC upholds freedom and inclusivity for all Ugandans, expressing concern over the Electoral Commission's decision to block UPC's Jimmy Akena from contesting in the 2026 presidential race.
Politics of exclusion, politics of bringing each other down. Today Akena, who would have wished to be a presidential candidate, will not appear on the ballot box. Akena be denied the opportunity to appear on the ballot paper. The answer to this is bad politics. These not want you, they push you aside.
Speaking at the same rally in Amolata district, Nathan Nandala Mafabi told the people of Lango that he shares historical ties with the Uganda People's Congress, calling on UPC supporters to back his bid in the absence of Jimmy Akena.
Because Mbare embraced UPC with one heart. And I want to state that as much as UPC is in Lango, there is UPC in Mbare. It is only because of smaller divisions which caused the UPC to go. My brother Kena, it would be good for us to compete, and we shall have a point of convergence. Unfortunately, the system could not allow, and my brother was not allowed to stand. Say the only alternative you have, people of Lango, is your other second son.
Before taking the podium, residents performed a traditional ritual symbolizing blessings and good fortune for his campaign. Fabi is expected to continue his campaign trail in Dokolo district.
Now, young learners from across the country this year showcased their writing and reading skills in the National Comprehension and Composition Competition. The celebrations to honor the overall winner was held today at Mother Manjeri Primary School in Kirinya, where Winston Agaba, the Executive Director of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, was honored to be the guest of honor.
I come here to congratulate the winners of the first National Comprehension Contest. I come to celebrate with Mother Manjeri Primary School as we congratulate our Comprehension Queen of the Year, Pamungu, our Queen. Congratulations.
The Managing Director of the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, Winston Agaba, has encouraged young learners to remain focused on their life goals, likening life to a race that must be run with determination to succeed.
Do your best. You are here on this earth not by accident. God knows you and knows your dreams. Can we all have big imaginations of the future? Let's be positive with our dreaming. Dream big.
Agaba also urged pupils to take part in environmental conservation by planting at least 2 trees during their holidays as part of efforts to green Uganda.
How children really benefit from such a competition? It's critical thinking, and critical thinking outside the box. It helps them to be more imaginative and to be creative. That's how writers start forming shape, and given support, these are going to be future writers, they are going to be future journalists, good lawyers, good engineers. English is a basic fundamental base for everything. So it's not only just science, but also the arts. This is a good starting point.
The event was part of the National Comprehension and Composition Competition held at Mother Manjari Primary School in Chirinya, Boyogerere. The head teacher, Thomas Chisoro Chitandwe, underscored the importance of discipline among learners and hard work among teachers in sustaining academic excellence.
We've just been relying more on grammar and all this, and we forget that English is language and English is culture. Anybody who cannot use it well, culture is communication, culture is respect, culture is innovation, culture is everything. So we are trying to put our children in line to know that they can use that language not only to speak it, but also use it to be innovative, to be responsible, and to grow up as understanding and responsible citizens.
The highlight of the day was the awarding of this year's competition winner, Pamungu Benita, who expressed gratitude to her teachers and attributed her success to hard work and determination.
Pupils who want to participate in the English contest to work hard, pay attention in class, and be confident when they ask you questions.
The National Comprehension and Composition Competition continued to nurture a culture of reading and writing among young learners, inspiring them to dream big and act responsibly.
The English team that participated in training children for the Comprehension and Composition contest, I wish to extend my sincere appreciation to everyone who participated.
The Parliamentary Committee on Environment and Natural Resources is to summon former Uganda's electricity distribution company, Umeme, over the ongoing disputes resulting from the buyout saga. Now, Umeme sued government of Uganda in the London arbitration court, disputing the buyout amount paid by government to Uganda.
We go!
It was a cheerful moment when government restored the full ownership and operational responsibility of electricity distribution, having taken over from a private firm, Umeme, on 31st March 2025.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. It has been a pleasure the last 20 years serving you and the nation of Nigeria.
This was after government cleared the outstanding buyout amount of $118 million as provided by the Auditor General and approved by Parliament. However, Umeme had initially disputed the amount. This prompted Umeme to head to the arbitration court in London to seek legal redress. At the time of their exit, Umeme owed Uganda Electricity Transmission Company, UETCL, over 600 billion for electricity supply, which has since not been recovered.
Indeed, this is a matter that we were fully aware of in terms of Umeme's, what they owed to UETCL at the time of exit of this concession at the end of March of this year. And we did issue a number of notifications to Umeme, and were cognizant of the regime under which we were operating.
This displeased the members of Parliament sitting on the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources, who demanded explanations from the stakeholders.
Why didn't we raise this matter when we are submitting to Parliament the requirement? Because I believe that when we asked Parliament for how much we should compensate Umeme, we should have come here with a balance sheet which presents to Parliament amounts owed to the debt. And then we also say, but on the contrary, they also have this obligation to us.
And in any case, supposing tomorrow there is no Umeme, there is something else, who are you going to take into account?
The Minister of Energy and Mineral Development revealed that the Office of the Auditor General guided that the matters regarding the buyout and the unsettled areas be handled separately at the time of the negotiations.
So it was a conditionality, and it was important that we clear the buyout amount for purposes of inheriting the assets. And then under the two regimes, we proceed on issues of contested amounts. So otherwise, commingling that would have caused a more difficult situation for the country in terms of keeping on the lights.
At this point, the MPs cited foul play.
How is it that the total amount also our company is owed by them is 600? It means that it is something also accumulated over time. Who was there, or who was supposed to ensure that before we allow for Meme to be able to make other investments, report that they are actually either profitable or making losses, that they first settle their balance sheet?
And somebody allowed the payments to accumulate, aware that the concession period of Umeme was coming to an end, but somebody slept on job or deliberately allowed this situation. Now, as it is, Umeme now says, I agree with the figures, but he refuses to pay.
By the nature of the agreement, it is only the arbitration court in London with the jurisdiction to settle the disputes. UETCL also sued Umeme over the unsettled areas.
If they fail, there is nothing like a London court. Umeme is just here with us locally. When did they become an international company? Because as far as I know, for you to go to a London court, you must be an international company. Are we now saying that Umeme has suddenly changed to become international?
Reliable reports indicate that the recent audit report by the Auditor General after the takeover in March 2025 exposes more areas government demands from Umeme. It is also on record that Umeme demanded over 150 billion shillings from government ministries, departments and agencies. This has since faced a loud silence from the authorities.
And moving forward, we are working on converting all ministries, departments and agencies to prepaid meters to reduce on the debts that we have been accumulating from ministries, departments and agencies.
Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Working hard to
big thing about the MTN Super. Wali yakapia musite wali yakapia. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo de super mustairo mpia. Vibe mpia. Then you kabo de smartphone nebi yakabirio na. Wali yakapia. MTN kabo de super mustairo mpia. Vibe mpia. Then you kabo de smartphone nebi yakabirio na.
Get the new Kabode Super smartphone and enjoy 16 GB free. Start with a deposit of only 45,000 Uganda shillings and pay the rest in daily installments of less than 1K. You can also make weekly and monthly installments. Together, our vibes are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. MTN is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Two nations, one destination. The Consulate General of Uganda in Mombasa presents the 4th Uganda-Kenya Coast Tourism Conference and Exhibition, a celebration of the intermarriage of tourism between Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, and Kenya, the Pride of Africa. Discover Uganda's adventure, from gorilla trekking and whitewater rafting to Kenya's rich wildlife and world-famous beaches. Delegates from Uganda will enjoy an exclusive fam trip to Kenyan coast from the 22nd to the 26th of October. Even tee off at the golf tournament at Vipingo Ridge on the 25th October, followed by the conference on the 27th to the 28th of October at Ocean Beach Resort and Spa in Malindi. Register today on our website www.thetourismconference.org. Join us and be part of the future where Uganda meets Kenya and Africa shines brighter.
You see, I've been a painter for almost 4 decades, and I have found Global Paints to be very reliable. First, everyone knows we use Global Paint undercoat. Now, for the best results, I continue with Global Paints products. I go for silk vinyl when it comes to the interior. Then Global Matte for the ceiling, and when it comes to weatherproof, I go for Global Weather Coat Emulsion. With that one, the house will never peel. Now, there you have a sparkling, magical looking house. And then the client is very happy. He recommends it to another person, who recommends me to another person, who recommended me to come and do the advert.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Coffee Spirit, Simba Gin. Coffee Spirit, Simba Gin. Check out now the cup. SMS the code. Wamure virabo. Tulaga manyi. Karuka sita wabuza.
Masabu maji. Masabu maji.
Bikole Masavu ne Premier Distilleries. Simply buy Coffee Spirit or Simba Gin. Check under the cap, send the code to 6688 and stand a chance to win borders, tuk-tuks, cash, airtime, flat screens, mobile phones and a grand prize of 50 million Uganda shillings. This promotion is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply. Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Muzikuramu kumandika na teranga nyingiro na banafaba MTN wanji MTN walalo MTN gambachi to get the power to win njagalo funeli yanyi okuwangula ogenda kuwangula ota ngenda kubanga bobukade 10 buli wiki wanji ngenda kubangu kwasa obukade 10 buli wiki kusimu ye nyinyi chabonka muchoka line ya MTN banabeka buli ogenda okusasula ekintu kyonna ogenda okusasula ndakwese momo obulya buli ogenda okusasula ngenda kyosasula kyonna kozesa momo ozo kwanga ngenda kwewola kasente kozesa momo wanje ogenda kuinvestinga kozesa momo abwe MTN we jamani nekwa bukade 10 buli wiki wala kastelyo bimala bwe pa wentandika ngamba kyekiriwo wanje nekwata ku masimu ngamba halo walirudawa tenze tirinyi halo walirudawa zende guru halo walirudawa ndi mutukula halo oliwa ndi mwanange ndi wano mu office tudde nyega ma computer nenkuta awa namwe na kasana benesi okuberanga mwana wote koze bitu no manga epeyinze ebolowinze investinze ngekozesa momo. Remember to dial *165# or use the Momo app to borrow, to pay, to invest, and you could stand a chance to win 10 million weekly.
Welcome back from that short break. Now, as we move ahead, some arts teachers across the country are still on strike, demanding salary harmonization with their science counterparts. However, the Member of Parliament for Mityana North, Kibedi, and C. Gumire, has appealed to them to return to work as government continues to address their concerns.
Resumed duties, especially during this critical examination period when candidates are sitting their final UNEP papers.
that the teachers are responding positively. As you heard them, I prayed with them to go back to schools and teach. As you know that time is going, this is the third term where a student is expected to go to another class, where a parent expects the son or the daughter to join another level.
The legislator made these remarks while handing over 500 iron sheets donated through his office from the Ministry of Luweero Triangle to Kajoji Primary School in Chikandwa and St. Kizito Primary School in Kalangalo, both in Mityana district.
Head teacher w'essomero lino erya St. Kizito Mirembe ambatigano agavudde mu gavumenti ya Uganda, gavudde mu gavumenti ya NRM okulaba nti gagenda kusereka ekizimbe kyaffe obw'essomero lyaffe lino ya Mirembe.
Chibadi pledged to continue lobbying for more support from government, emphasizing the NRM's commitment to improving social services and urging voters to prioritize development-oriented leadership in future elections. Mityana District Inspector of Schools, Hamid Chifampa, lauded government for its continued investment in education and advised head teachers to utilize the donated materials responsibly for the benefits of the learners.
We are here today to distribute 250 iron sheets to St. Kizito Mirembe Primary School, a donation that came from Minister of Luweero Rwenzori. That the work was done by Honorable Chibedi and the leadership of Mityana District to get this support to help our school. The school, as you look at it had linking iron sheets.
Meanwhile, Assistant RD says local leaders and residents applauded the government and the area MP for their efforts toward improving school infrastructure in Mityana.
We face the problem with the students because nobody can go to the class when it's already drunkard. So I call upon the teachers, please, when they are going to work, let them do what they are supposed to do.
Now over to Luweero Education. The Secretary to the Bishop of Kasana, Luweero Diocese, Reverend Father Bruno Serunkhuma, has praised government education programs, saying they have significantly uplifted standards across schools. Reverend Father Bruno Serunkhuma hailed the new curriculum, describing it as a timely intervention in strengthening Uganda's education system.
Ministry of Education and Sports has been commended for introducing reforms like the new curriculum, describing it as timely and transformative to the sector's progress. Speaking at Kakola High School during prayers for Senior 4 and Senior 6 candidates, Reverend Father Serunkhuma Bruno, an alumnus of the school, said the new curriculum is user-friendly and down to earth.
As you prepare for your forthcoming examinations, what you are going to face, what you are going to go through, most of us who have ever gone through that experience, but we are here to pray for you and to encourage you to face those examinations without fear.
The event was attended by the head of Mulaje Sub-Parish, priests and former students. Father Serunkhuma encouraged the candidates to stay focused and trust in God as they begin their final examinations. The head teacher noted a decline in candidate numbers this year and urged parents to prevent school dropouts by closely monitoring their children.
We are going to present 261 candidates for UCE. This is the highest number in the history of the school. We are also going to present 157 candidates for USCE, the highest number also in the history of the school.
Students marked the day by donating band equipment to the school, while Senior 6 candidates presented appreciation gifts to their teachers. Dr. Maurice Tamale, a member of the school's Board of Governors, had this to say.
All came individually in the school. You have come with dreams. I would like to thank you for staying in school.
Pollution is now the deadliest killer in Uganda, silently claiming more lives each year than HIV, malaria or road accidents combined. Now, this was revealed by NEMA Executive Director Dr. Barirega Akankosa during the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between NEMA and the Global Alliance on Health and Pollution.
NEMA, the National Climate Management Office, and the Swiss-based GAP signed a 5-year Memorandum of Understanding to tackle pollution's severe health impacts in Uganda.
Anything that has life is affected by pollution. So you cannot have biodiversity when you have pollution. Climate change is exacerbated and actually caused mainly by global emissions, which is in summary air pollution, if you wanted me to sum it up. So if you don't have air pollution, you will not have global climate warming. So the world has over-focused on symptoms as opposed to addressing underlying causes. So until we address the primary causes of the global environment crisis, we shall remain addressing symptoms. So addressing pollution, you will be addressing the primary cause of environment degradation of any segment.
Cleared by the Solicitor General earlier this year, the Memorandum of Understanding sets the stage for Uganda's first health and pollution action plan.
Air pollution globally kills about 6 million people annually. 6 million. I was looking at statistics. There is no any other cause of death that can reach that. HIV can't reach 6 million per year. It can't. Global accidents don't reach 6 million. I was checking even war combined, death arising from war is still below the death associated with air pollution globally. So the biggest cause of death in the world today is pollution.
The nationwide strategy is to identify major pollution sources, assess their health toll, and implement urgent, practical interventions.
As well as we invited the representative from Ministry of Health, because we have to work hands in hands if we want to address the illness. And unfortunately, there are many here, starting with cholera, which will be very visible now when the rainy season will start, but also with mosquito and malaria, which I think is exacerbated by the pollution and climate change, but also the overuse of pesticide and products and chemicals that we use and create resistance. So as we see, all of these issues are interlinked and connected. So,
backed by UK funding, the initiative will also conduct air quality studies, economic cost analyses, and grassroots awareness campaigns. With a Memorandum of Understanding, Uganda positions itself at the forefront of Africa's fight against environmental degradation. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
And into the world of business, importers and distributors of medical appliances under their umbrella body, that is Uganda Pharmaceuticals and Promoters Association, have decried the increased taxes on imported medicines and medical supplies, as we hear more in this report.
Despite government efforts to promote local manufacturing of pharmaceutical products, Uganda still imports about 85% of its medicines and medical supplies. However, members of the Uganda Pharmaceuticals and Promoters Association have expressed concern over the increased taxes on imported medicines and medical appliances imposed by the National Drug Authority.
The NDA is also charging for this, and on top of that, NDA has put the new system of post-shipment testing. After the importation and when the consignment is arriving in the country, they withdraw the sample and then they take it for testing. So if they are taking for the testing, then what is the use of UNBS?
Now, these three items have heavy taxation. Syringes, NDA now charges them 20% on the new fees regulations. URA charges 25%. Of course, URA, there's withholding tax. Now you put the infrastructure levy and import declaration. So syringes alone, you are going to pay close to 50% tax. On gloves, they are charging you 25%. Then you add 6% withholding tax. Then you add 10% for URA. Then the 2.5% again URA. So on gloves, the taxation is about 38.5%.
They argue that raising taxes on medical imports will affect the availability of essential medicines and further increase the cost of treatment. The importers have therefore requested the Ministry of Health to form a committee to review the matter.
Medicine is not like the use of merchandise products that people put a lot of profit margins on, because health is really right that people must have access to essential medicines at all times. So we need support from Ministry of Health, we need support from the state so that we continue to make these medicines available. So
the World Health Organization recommends that medical supplies remain tax-free, and if taxed, the rates should be minimal to ensure affordable health care. Adia Nakuchi, UBC.
And quickly into the world of sport, Uganda Table Tennis Association has sent a team to Tunisia for the ITTF Africa Senior Championship that gets underway on Sunday.
6 table tennis players, Jonathan Senyonga, David Odoi, Joshua Magaya, Jemima Nakawala, Judith Pavin Nangonzi and Judith Mirembe are off to Tunisia.
We are well prepared for this tournament with junior, senior players. We have very good players. Our team has prepared very well for this tournament, and we are so ready to compete on the Africa's powerhouses of table tennis.
The team that was treated to a luncheon before departure and is under the guidance of coach Paul Mutambuze will contest the ITTF Africa Senior Table Tennis Championship that starts on Sunday with at least 16 nations confirmed.
To qualify for the world event, they have to emerge among the top 8 countries. So with the girls, it is very, very possible. For the boys, it's a big hurdle, but we believe they could try and do their best and probably qualify.
For the women, it will be pursuit for better than the bronze last year, as the team seeks qualification to the World Table Tennis Championship in England next year.
Natubadde tutraininga nnyo okwetegekera eno tournament kubanga tugirinamu omukisa mungi okuddamu owangula n'okwongerako kye twakola eri kubanga olw'ensonga bantu bangi batwetegekedde olw'ensonga twawangula bronze mu tournament ewedde naye eno tusuubiramu ekirungi.
Uganda will contest against countries like Nigeria, Algeria, Benin, Congo-Brazzaville, Cameroon, Djibouti and Egypt.
As an association, we are saying that this works well for us. This is what we've been looking out for. Whenever the young athletes put in their time, whenever they put in the talent, whenever we make time to identify talent, and this has futuristic prospects, this is what makes the game a little more beneficial for them holistically. And it's not just to play, it is not just an opportunity to show off, but it's an opportunity for them to develop globally, and that is what we want to send out. This is UTTA, and this is Uganda table tennis to the world.
The team that is accompanied by the UTTA president Cyrus Muwanga will miss the services of Joseph Sebatindira and Patience Anyango, who are preparing for the World Hopes Weekend Challenge in the UK.
Thank you once again for allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
The Board of Trustees, Council, Senate and Management of Nkumba University with pleasure invites graduates and the general public to the 27th graduation ceremony of Nkumba University, scheduled for Saturday, the 25th of October 2025, starting at 7 a.m. This year's graduation will be celebrated under the theme, Unlocking Potential, the journey from learning to leading. The guest of honor will be the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda, Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa. Mark your calendar and plan to join us as we celebrate our students' journey from learning to leading. Nkumba University, I owe you.